Hello. Today is Easter Friday, and once more we're invited to reflect on the resurrection. Today we hear about the last resurrection appearance of Jesus. And I find it fascinating because it tells us that Peter, James, and John have gone back with some of the other disciples up to Galilee, and they just go back to fishing again. You know, all that they've experienced, all they've known, they've seen the risen Lord. They've already been touched by him. And yet they go back to what they used to do. And I find that fascinating, Maybe because they were still confused about what they were supposed to do. And that was an easy way, just fall back in the old ways, which of course, you and I have done more than a few times in our life. Even though we've tried to make changes, things happen and we go back to what's familiar and comfortable. But I find that interesting. And even Thomas, who we don't think was a fisherman, is a part of this group. He joins them. I don't have anything else to do. I'll go fishing with you. And as the dawn rises, there's someone on the beach who asks them, do you have anything? Have you caught anything? And they have this miraculous occurrence, and they recognize that it's the Lord. And I just think that is so fascinating. That, they will in the end be sent from there. I don't know how much more they went fishing. I doubt that they did it much more after this event, because they experienced the risen Lord and they didn't go back to the old ways. They found a new life in him. They found a new purpose and a new way of living. It doesn't mean that you and I have to give up what we do and go off somewhere to proclaim the gospel. But hopefully you and I, who have experienced the power of Christ and his resurrection in our life, will move on from the old ways to a better way of living more fully, more faithfully, the love revealed to us in Christ. That is the hope and the promise of Easter. We hear about the disciples going back, but the scriptures, even as we move into the Acts of the Apostles, don't seem to indicate that they ever went back to fishing again after that last time of seeing the Lord. May you and I, who've been called to a new life in Christ, never again return to some of the old ways we used to be, but rather to live better, to live more fully the promise of the risen Christ. Have a blessed Easter season.